Have you ever held back from speaking in any meeting in your office? Or you've stopped yourself for applying for a particular role just because you thought that you were not confident enough? Sounds familiar? Today, I'm going to be calling out 7 confidence myths that are secretly keeping you stuck at work. Plus, I'm going to be sharing with you how you can flip each of this myth starting from today, right now. Because these are the beliefs that are quietly sitting in the background and that are stopping us from taking any action, showing up, or even trying. Yeah? Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, You with Sonia on Thinking Thursdays. And today is going to be a very important episode. So don't go anywhere. Grab your cups of coffee, tea, water, whatever you want to have, and grab a notepad if you want to take down some notes as well, because this is going to be a very interesting episode. I'm going to be busting some of the very common myths that we have around confidence, and that keeps stopping us from taking any action. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button if you've still not subscribed to my channel, and let's get started. Let's dive in straight away. Now, the first myth that I'm going to tell you, it's a very, very common one. Confidence means you are an extrovert. Now, let me kill this myth right away for you, because being loud doesn't mean that you are confident. Not every person who's shouting on top of their voice means that they're confident. In fact, sometimes it's just the opposite. They are so fearful inside, they're so fearing inside, they're so underconfident, they've got a lot of butterflies inside, they're still doubting themselves left, right, center. But their voice, their tone, their pitch is so loud, and everybody around them is thinking that, oh wow, this person is so confident. But the reality is, it does not mean when you're shouting on top of your voice that you are confident. Because I've seen a lot of introverts who actually speak very softly, but they own every room that they walk into, because they're very clear, they're very calm, and they're very, very intentional. So confidence is not about volume, but it's all about your presence in the room. It's all about the presence in the setting that you are in. Say you're in a team meeting and you hear few loud voices which are dominating every conversation. You suddenly have an idea, but you're not saying that idea because you feel that you're not the talkative one. So you hold back the idea. The truth is that confidence is not about speaking the most. That, okay, if it was a 1 hour meeting and you're talking for the entire 1 hour, that doesn't make you confident. Confidence is all about when you have a valid point and you say it there and then, because that's going to make an impact. So it's all about speaking when matters. That is confidence. So presence is volume. Loud voices does not mean that you are confident person, right? So think about it, that have you ever stopped yourself from speaking because you thought that you were not good enough? Then it's a time to reflect on this. Here, what you can do is focus on your own clarity and conviction, and not about volume. That I don't have too much to talk about this subject. But you never know, 1 or 2 points that you have, they might be enough for you. So, till you don't take an action, how would you know about it? So, just focus on your own clarity and your own conviction of whatever is the topic the discussion is going on. So that's your myth number 1 busted right in front of you. Let's get on to myth number 2, which is again very, very common, that you're either born confident or you're not. Well, I was not born confident, right? But it happened slowly, gradually. Where you do your schooling, where you do your college, how is your home environment, how is your neighborhood, what are your kind of friends that you're keeping, who are the people that you're interacting with, sitting and partying and studying, doing group studies together, who are the people that you're working with. Your confidence slowly gets built up. So it's not something that you're born with. This is very, very dangerous, because this will make people give up even before they've started. So confidence is not something that is in your genes. There might be some people who might be confident just because both their parents are very, very confident people. But in most cases, I would say 99%, confidence is a habit that you build over time. It's a skill that you build over time. So it is that one decision that you take moves you to the next decision and the next decision and the next decision. It's that small risk that you take today makes you confident to take another risk And another risk, which is of course you taking calculated risk, right? So when you start with these small tiny steps that you take, that eventually makes you a more confident person. Let me give you a situation. You see a colleague of yours who's always very comfortable on stage or maybe networking at events. You tell yourself now, they are just naturally like that. I'm not built like that. Well, you think that I was very confident in doing these videos or going for networking events or hosting webinars and hosting events. You think I was confident like that? No, there was a time many years ago when I was doubting myself. I was like, I'm not ready for this, I'm not ready for this. But till I don't take that step, I won't know whether I'm actually ready or not, right? So, even I used to doubt myself. I still, every time I'm making a video, I have a doubt whether this video will come out right, whether I'm going to be fumbling, mumbling a lot. There are some edits you can do to the video, but at the same time, I can't have the whole video where I have to do a lot of edits. That time consuming also, right? So I have a lot of doubts on myself, but I still go ahead anyways because I feel that okay, fine, if I make a mistake, I'll learn from it, right? It's not like the sky is gonna crash on my head and say, oh, you made a blunder, let me fall on you. So I was not a confident person by birth, but I've become a confident person over the years by practicing, by showing up, by those little habits that I developed over time. So please understand, the truth is that you are not born with it, but you become confident with the results of your actions, your repeated habits that you develop by practicing things and pushing your fear into some corner. And please understand that being confident is not something that you're gifted by your parents. You have to own that confidence yourself. I've coached many professionals who wouldn't even speak in meetings, but now they are leading teams. So it's something that you can learn. It's not magic, but it's all practice. So I keep saying this to all the people that I meet across, that think of confidence like a gym, right? You build it by showing up. You can't have a beautifully toned body thinking I will go to the gym, but if you don't go to the gym, you will not have that toned body. Similarly, if you don't practice, you will not be a confident person. So start practicing, start following some daily habits that will make you a more confident person. So what you can do from today itself is that start with some small actions, because confidence will grow every time you show up. So that was myth number 2, busted again for you. Let's move on to myth number 3, which is again my favorite. Confident people never doubt themselves. I am a living example of that. I always doubt myself. So it's not like I'm not confident. I am confident of my experience, of my skills, persona that I carry, my knowledge. But there are times that even I doubt myself, right? I will not have like everything sorted out in my head, right? I will doubt myself. Every time I'm doing a live webinar, I doubt myself just before I have to go live. If I'm addressing a gathering, if I'm doing public speaking, some assignment, just before I have to go on the stage, I will doubt myself. Whether I hope I don't make a fool of myself. I hope I don't forget the content. I hope I will cover everything that I've thought about. So there are times that you keep doubting yourself, and that is okay. We are human beings. We are not machines. We are not AI. We are not Google. We are not ChatGPT. So we will make mistakes. We will doubt ourselves. But that should not stop you from doing what you want to do. If somebody tells you that confident people never doubt themselves, tell them that you're wrong, because everyone doubts themselves. Even the ones who are sitting on the topmost chair, even the presidents of the company, chairmen of the company, if you ask them, even they doubt their decisions many times, but they still go ahead with it. And that's the difference between you and them, because even when in doubt, they are choosing to move ahead. Whereas if you are doubting yourself, you're choosing to stay where you are. You don't want to move forward. Let me give you a situation. Say you get promoted, but suddenly, you're feeling a little unsure. Thoughts like, am I ready for this? Or what if I make a mistake? Or what if my team gonna not cooperate with me? So these all thoughts will start creeping in your mind. What happens? You start staying very quiet in leadership calls. Now that's going to be a very damaging thing for you, right? So always remember, confidence is doing your best despite your doubt or your fears, and not waiting that once all these doubts and fears are cleared or are gone or are vanished, only then will I take an action. So I worked with many people, especially, at the senior leadership position, who second guess every move of theirs. The difference is that they don't let that self doubt stop them from moving ahead, taking action, following the path that they've laid out for themselves. Confidence is not absence of fear. It's the decision to move ahead anyways that is going to make you more confident. I remember a lot of ads that I keep seeing, so they register somehow in my mind. So if you remember that Hrithik Roshan ad where डर के आगे जीत है, he's on a motorbike and he's supposed to jump with the bike, go to the next mountain or cliff, whatever was there. He was also feeling that fear that whether I'll be able to do it or not. But he overcame that fear and said that only when you overcome your fear, you're going to be successful. So always remember, डर के आगे जीत है. Even if you're feeling that fear, it's okay, it's normal. But go ahead. If you're convinced that this is the path that you want to walk, just start walking. You will figure out things as you walk along. But if you don't take the first step, then what's the point? So what you can do here is what I've just mentioned. Move with the doubt. Confidence is built by action and not overthinking. So don't overthink too much. So that's your myth number 3 busted right in front of you. Let's move on to myth number 4. Confidence means always having an answer. So if people say that I don't have an answer for this, that does not mean that they are not confident. Say in a client meeting, you're asked something that you don't know. You freeze. Or you make something up because you think saying I'm not sure or I don't have the answer will make you look weak. Hello, that's not the case. Please remember, we are not robots, we are not AI, we are not ChatGPT, we are not Google, that we will have answer to everything. Even on ChatGPT, if you write certain prompts, even ChatGPT will ask you for clarity, right? Being an AI platform. So we are humans. It's not possible that we will have all the answers to all the questions that are there roaming around in the universe, right? But the real confidence is when you tell the other person that let me get back to you with the right information. I currently don't have that information with me. People will respect you for that honesty and follow through rather than if you start bluffing or faking the information, which is not correct. Remember, confident people don't pretend. They just say that I don't know, but I will find out, I will figure out. Insecure people, they normally fake it. The confident ones, they will ask, they'll learn, and they'll grow. I remember I once told a client that, this is a great question you've asked me. Let me circle back with some clarity. And you know what? They respected my opinion. They were not like, you are consulting us. How come you don't have the answer? It's all right. Even they understood that, okay, I don't want to bluff. I don't want to give a fake answer. I don't want to beat around the bushes. So if I don't have it, I will come back to them. I did come back to them. I told them, give me some time and I will come back to you. And I think within like 2-3 hours, I figured out, I did my research, everything, and I gave them the answer, which for me was an okay answer, was not even like a perfect answer. But what I believed was right, I gave them the answer in an honest manner. So what you can do here is practice honest responses because that's going to show your credibility. And once people look up to you that you're a very credible person, that's eventually going to build your confidence levels also. So that's myth number 4 busted in front of you. Moving on to myth number 5, which is you need to be confident before taking an action. Is that true? No, that's not true. See, I'll give you a situation. You want to apply for a new role or you want to speak up in a team meeting, but you wait for that moment when you think that, you're ready now to speak up. But trust me, that moment will never come. It'll just come and go, and you'll keep waiting only. The truth is that action builds confidence. It's not the other way around. That once you're confident, then you'll take the action. It's not that way. So you take an action, you become confident. It's not like you become confident and then you start taking action. Are you understanding me? I hope you are. So start before you're ready because courage will create that clarity for you. You build confidence by doing scary things sometimes. Speaking up, raising your hand, asking questions. That's the real loop for building confidence, nothing else. It's so simple. So think of a time when you felt unsure, but you took the leap anyway. You did it anyways. Now that is the time when your confidence is being built. So what you can do here is you start before you feel that you're perfectly ready, you're 100% ready. You start even before that moment when you say I'm 100% ready. Because confidence is something, as you walk along, confidence will start walking with you. So that's myth number 5, busted in front of you. Moving on to myth number 6. If I fake confidence, am I being inauthentic? See, it's not faking, I would say. It's choosing to lead with your best self today. Even if your inner self is still doubting, is still catching up, is still figuring it out, that's growth and not deception. So if you're present in any meeting, but you're nervous inside, you're trying to show that you're very calm and composed, but you're very nervous inside. But that does not mean that you're faking it. You're just trying to get used to the environment and you're trying to build your confidence level. That does not mean that you're fake inside. There is a difference between faking confidence and practicing it. Faking confidence is when you don't have the answers, when you've not done your research, you've not practiced, you're not thorough in what the subject of that meeting is, and then you say, oh, I will handle it. Everything is right. I've got everything in control. Whereas you don't know the subject, what's happening in the meeting. You've not reviewed the minutes of the past meeting. You've not gone through the agenda. Of course, then if you say, I've got everything under control, then you're faking it. But if you've got everything thorough, you've gone through the minutes of the meeting, you know what the agenda is, you've prepared your pointers, you've written down what is approved, what requires approval, what is your team strength, everything, you have it sorted in your mind, but you're still feeling nervous, that's okay. You're fearing what will people say, maybe fear of judgment, etc. But you're thorough with your subject. And you say, even if I don't know something, I'll tell them I don't know about it. So here, what you're doing is that you're not pretending to be someone else. You're stepping into a version of you that already exists in front of you, but hasn't been fully utilized yet. It's, in my language, I would say it's like embodying the potential and not faking it. Here, I would only give you one advice. Show up with your positive side and not your fearful side, right? And when you start doing that, I think confidence automatically starts building. Moving on to myth number 7, the last myth. Confident people are always fearless. No, even I have a lot of fears. I'm confident, but I have a lot of fears. This is the biggest myth of all. Confidence doesn't mean that you don't feel the fear. It only means that you're moving forward with that fear itself. Let me give you a situation. You think your manager or that high-flying colleague of yours never feels nervous before taking any big decisions or going on the stage and addressing a big gathering of 1,500 people. If you ask them just before they're ready to take that big decision or a big leap or sign a particular official document, they have their nervous times, they have their self-doubts, they have those fears. Is this decision going to be right for me? Is this project going to work fine? I'm signing the agreement, I hope that party is trustworthy. So you have those fears going on in your mind, but you anyway decide to go ahead with it. That's what makes you a more confident person than the other person who, because of those fears, never reached that stage of signing the document, getting on the stage, or making a presentation, or asking a question. The difference between them and you is that you've decided to take an action. You've learned to act with fear and not wait till the fear disappears, then you'll take an action. My advice to you will be feel the fear, but act anyways. Confidence is not something which is absence of fear. It's moving despite with it. If you've been waiting to feel confident before starting something, remember, it's built by doing and not waiting. This brings us to the end of our episode. If any of these myths, this sounded familiar, it's time to flip the script because confidence is not a gift. It's a habit that you build slowly, daily, and you include that in your life. It starts with some small daily choices, some small daily habits that you develop over time into your life. And hey, don't forget to like, comment with the myth that you relate to the most. And share this with a friend who needs to hear it too. Hit the subscribe button to follow for more. Have a great day, everyone, and I'm going to see you in my next video. Bye bye.